I'm actually just going to share it to my Facebook page so my friends can watch. Oh, okay, just did it. I didn't even have to. Gonna have to check that.
I'm jumping on Gap Youth. Are we on?
Heck yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, look, that'll do. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Where's the live? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, you got it? You're happy to share it?
I'm sharing it.
Beautiful.
I think anyone who's a Christian would want to share it.
You don't have to group things all the time.
No pressure.
Just getting my notes ready. Put them to this side.
A couple of notes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm Josh Wright. I'm the youth director here at Gap Youth. If you're tuning in, this is Gap Youth's Facebook. And I've got only one guest with me. Usually I have two guests, but I thought Adam's twice the man that I am, so that's only one guest that you need.
Wow.
So Adam's the young adults pastor here at Eternity Church.
Yeah.
I do note that he's a pastor, so the questions...
The government recognises me.
Yeah, not like me. So Adam knows pretty much...
Do you even work here?
I actually don't. I'm a volunteer. So Adam knows, like, to be a pastor, you need to know the whole Bible.
100%.
So that's what Adam knows.
Yeah.
He knows it all.
Yeah.
Adam, do you just want to talk a bit about like what you do, what like Eternity Young Adults is and that?
Yeah, sure. Josh is one of our Eternity Young Adults people, and we help people like Josh. We help Josh grow, mature. What is it? Grow, acquire, and develop.
Yeah, that's good.
So we help Josh do that. And look, Josh started with us, and he wasn't in ministry, but now he is. So that's basically what we do. No, we run young adults here. We basically are a Jesus-focused ministry that focuses in on vulnerability, transparency, and the third one escapes my mind. What is it? Transparency, vulnerability, and authenticity.
That's good.
We've only been doing it for 3 years, and it's been the same catchphrase. So that's what we do, and we just focus on Jesus. We focus on relationship, and we develop people.
So good.
And how's that been for you, Josh? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's good sometimes. Yeah. Well, sometimes I'm just not feeling it. You know?
Can we talk about Josh's drip?
Yeah, so actually we can. Thank you, Matt McGrath, for the comment. So
that?
I got this. I bought this suit actually back. I used to do musicals.
Is the suit a drip now?
Mate, when I wear it, it's a drip.
Like, I don't even know what that means.
So it's like what younger people say when it's like good fashion.
Ah.
Like good drip.
Yeah.
Anyway, so brown suit from Footloose. I bought this shirt. I actually bought the full set. Well, I wanted to buy the full set on boohoo.com. They had a sale. $18 for the shirt and shorts. I was like, that's a bargain. I wanted the shorts. And I was like,
Sure.
It's like $22 just for the shorts. And it's like, I may as well save $4 and get a shirt that I don't really want.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I bought it, came in the mail. Only the shirt arrived. So I checked my receipt and I paid $22 for the shirt. Didn't even get the shorts that I originally wanted.
Wow.
So I stitched myself up. Had that regret there.
Do you know what I love about this outfit?
Yeah, what do you
Just if we can zoom in for a second on just on the chest hair here. Like, that's authentic, man.
Authentic chest hair.
That's authentic.
It's been a while since I've had footy, so I haven't needed to shave my chest.
Like, you're a real man.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, so actually, I think you and I, we both, it's not a flex. It's just we do a fair bit of stuff in our life. And so I want to talk a bit about balance and rest.
Okay.
So I got a little spiel here.
Go.
So our lives, they can get really busy. And like, so with me, I work full time, play sport 3 nights a week, and then on a Saturday, got Youth Friday. And sometimes like I find it hard to find time to not only socialize, but then fuel myself as well.
Yeah.
But also finding rest physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we pack our schedules so full, we start to burn out and not act the way that we usually do.
Yeah.
Like I was hanging out with some friends the other week. Like we were having a great time, and then suddenly like I just hit a wall, and I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sick of this, and like started being real blunt, like just being a dog of a bloke, and then I realized it's like, no, like I just need to go home now. Like I've lost all my empathy, lost all my humor, started like being real abrasive, and I was like, actually, like I need to go home. I need to get away from this so that these.
Sorry about that.
Like these people don't think that that's what I'm like usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was heading home, like, man, like I was looking forward to that hangout for like nearly a month. I was like stoked for it. And then when I get there, I'm like, damn, like, why did I switch like that?
Yep.
And I realized it's because I was meant to be resting, but I thought, nah, like I want to hang out with my friends because that'll give me social rest.
Yeah.
But like, how do you balance something like that? How do you balance everything while still finding time to rest and fuel yourself?
I want to start by saying that I haven't nailed this, but I can tell you what I want to try to do, and I'm becoming better at. I don't think that I have a system in place that is amazing. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm a young adults pastor. I work 2 days a week at the church. I'm now just started running a business, a coffee trailer, which is delicious by Follow Coffee Council. And I'm a dad, and my wife works as a school teacher, and obviously volunteer work, hanging out, doing this sort of stuff. Very rarely do I have any time. And I think what I'm starting to want to implement is actually having faith for rest.
Yep.
Like, this sounds insane, but actually saying no, rest isn't a waste of time, because that's the mentality I get in.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to hang out with people, or this person can benefit from hanging out with me. I know it sounds arrogant, it's just sometimes how I think. Or, actually I need to be at this event when I don't really need to be at this event, like the young adults lunch today. Like, everything in me wanted to go, but I had to actually have faith that if I sow into rest today, that God's going to use me for something better tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I apply faith into the rest now.
Yep.
I think rest is one of the most, like, even God chilled, on the seventh day, he was like, I'm resting.
Yeah.
And the Sabbath, and I think in the West we do this really badly, but the Sabbath, the rest day is one of the most important practices throughout Judaism, throughout Eastern Christianity, but we kind of busy it up.
Yep.
Over here in the West. It's like, rest. We don't need to rest. Like, I'm a man. I've got gardening to do. I've got all these things to do. But actually, if I apply faith to my rest and go, no, if I sow a seed of rest right now, I'm actually going to be more potent tomorrow. What's that seed going to germinate? Yep. It's like what you said, like if you had sowed a seed of rest, probably before catching with your friends, that would have germinated a far more relational seed.
Yeah.
And done no damage, except for maybe you missed one event that you wanted to go to, but you would have had so much more energy for the thing that you loved.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we apply faith to our rest. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's something I'm trying to practice now. If you ask my wife, I'm terrible at it. But I'm working on it, babe. I am. Yeah, that's my answer.
That's good.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. I think, for me, like I've found it's like I'm learning to say no. I think my biggest thing is learning to say no and learning that, hopefully I shared this, hopefully my coach isn't watching. But it's like, there's times where it's like footy training on a Tuesday night. You're like, man, like I need tonight off.
Yeah.
And like, there's this such desire. It's like, no, like, man, you need to be there to get better. And it's like, no, like I need tonight off. So it's learning to, like, I feel like it's a genuine excuse. Like, no, like I'm buggered.
Yeah.
Like I need to actually rest. And so learning to say no to things like that. And like learning to say no to an event, like catching up with friends, even though like you might have mad FOMO about it. You're like, no, like this is an investment for me.
Yeah, it is. Resting is the best investment you can make for your faith journey.
Yeah.
Because you're actually placing the value that Christ has asked you to place on your life. And I've got this acronym for being busy. Like, busy for me stands for being under Satan's yoke.
Yeah, right.
Right? Like, oh man, I'm too busy. All of a sudden, I'm so busy that I can't catch up with Josh when Josh is having, a struggle or wants to have a chat or just wants to connect. I'm so busy with people who love me. No, I'm too busy. Well, actually, we're designed for a relationship, and all busyness does is actually isolate you, even if you're with people.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Busyness isolates you, even if you are at a social gathering, because you are done, like you said. Like, I'm actually feeling isolated. I'm actually feeling separated. I'm actually feeling this. What the heck is going on with me? I've been far too busy. I'm under Satan's yoke.
Yep.
Because Jesus said, he even says it in Scripture, right? He says, anyone who believes in me has my yoke,
Yep.
my rest. I take their burden. Their burden is light, right? we don't often feel like that as Christians.
Yeah.
I know I don't. That's not on God. It's on me, right?
Yeah.
But I think we're very good at scapegoating God and going, God, why is this all happening to me? I'm having a breakdown. Well, he's just like, yo, I told you to rest.
Yeah.
You didn't. Now rest. But I don't want to. Then you're not going to get better. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Tangent.
That's
Number one. Tick.
That's good. We love tangents.
Good tangent.
Speaking of tangents, just to continue to engage your feedback, we've actually got a photo. If you could put up that photo now, Jared. Hopefully you can still hear me. This is the photo that I put up to introduce you to Gap Youth.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
It's come up now. It's padded.
There it is.
There we go. Look at that. So first of all, just could you just explain what you dressed up as and what's happening here?
Well, at this particular point in my life, I'd had a mental breakdown. And I found myself in a pixie forest with a panpipe. And I painted myself green because I thought I was Shrek. No. It was one of our good friend Grace Ferracio's birthday parties. Jess is saying, ha, thank you, babe. And Jess legitimately forced me to dress up as Shrek. It's not a nice thing to ask a fat man to do. Like, you know, it's like, hey, hey, you could make a pretty good Shrek, babe. I love you, but you'd make a great Shrek, and that's basically what happened. I went to the birthday party. There's actually a photo of Jess and me. Jess was dressed as Fiona, and you know, Fiona's a babe in Shrek, and Shrek isn't. So
do we have that photo, Jared?
Oh, here it is. There's Jess as Fiona. Right?
How old were you in that?
Babe, please put that in the comments. What was that? That would have been 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I reckon. So I would have been 32. I look young, eh?
Yeah, you do.
Still do.
Yeah. Anyway, so the reason I brought that to your attention is for the first photo, if you want to have a reference, you can have a look at the announcement post for this. But the best caption for that photo, I'm going to give away a Gap Youth shirt.
Yoo!
So it's this, except, or possibly in black. And at the bottom, it's got, let no one look down on you because you are young.
You can't say bottom on a stream.
What did I say?
You said at the bottom.
Happens, doesn't it?
That's literally where bottoms will be.
Yeah, well, cover yourself.
Speaking of shirts, but I'm wearing John. Maya Bailey's going to be very upset with me because I decided to rep our Cultivate conference.
I don't think anyone can...
Check it out. Check it out. That's all I'm going to say about it. September 18th. These shirts will go on sale. Awesome.
Sick. Good. That's good. All right. Yep. So best caption, chuck it in the comments. We'll read through them later, and whatever I find most funny, we'll get a free shirt. Hopefully we've got your size.
I'm looking for comments. I'm very excited.
Yeah. It's good. Proud of you.
I would go with Jess Shreked me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway, also, if you guys have questions you want to ask Adam and I, we've got a little section in between two games that I've got prepared for later on for you guys to ask questions. So this lasting a full hour is quite dependent on you guys having questions. But for now, I'm going to lead on to my next question is how, like, personally, how do you rest?
Honestly, like, this is something I used to do quite a bit. I'm really bad at the moment because every spare moment you get when you have a toddler, you really want to serve what you're missing out on, like Xbox or whatever. But the best way for me to rest is literally, I had in my old house, we had this room set up, and I would literally sit in that room for hours, just quiet. Like, I'd just close my eyes and I would just listen, like, just quiet down my whole body, actually just go, hear myself breathing, not in a spiritual way, but actually just become more aware of, like, what my body is crying out for, and actually go, actually my back is hurting, or I'm tired, I'm exhausted, like, or I have this crazy mental clutter that I just need to grab a pad and write stuff down with. As I said, pretty bad at it at the moment.
No.
Having a toddler in life will do that, and that's fine. You've got to serve. This is the other thing. Rest looks different in different seasons. That's what I just described as my ideal rest.
Yep.
Just sitting in a room, no one bug me, maybe some worship music on. Do you know what I actually love doing? Noise-cancelling headphones with nothing, no sound. I like to just cancel the sound because you have no idea how noisy life is until you take off a set of noise-cancelling headphones.
Have you tried one of them sensory deprivation tanks?
No.
Like where you float in water?
Can you do that? Where can I try that?
I don't know. I saw it. There's no, like, I know for a fact they're in America. I don't know if there's any here. But it's like you just lie in this like little...
it's like negative pressure, negative everything.
No, yeah, you're just floating in this water container and like they shut the lid on, you're pitch black and like there's no noise. Like you're just floating.
Oh,
it's like straight up Stranger Things, you know what I mean?
I hate noise. I genuinely hate noise. I do. Maybe I'm old. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I really like Phil Ling, because he hardly talks. I just saw Christine jump on this one.
Yeah. I think it's funny, like sometimes we feel so guilty. Also, yeah, you need to have your mouth closer to the microphone.
Really? Can you just game up handheld? Two?
Yeah, like we feel so guilty about physical rest.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was sick last week. Yeah, there we go. Then dep tanks, they're in Melbourne.
I have those rooms in Melbourne. Thank you, Becca Smith. I appreciate that.
Like being sick, I was lying in bed and like, man, like I just want to do stuff. Like I feel guilty for not doing anything. Like I got footy training tonight. I need to go. And we got youth tomorrow night. Like I need to go to that. And it's like, no, like I convinced myself that I need to stay home. But then lying at home, I'm like, man, I really need to clean my room.
Yeah.
I need to cut down some trees. Like I'm getting bored. I need to do stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like I had to force myself to rest. And like there's legitimate things I had to do, but it's like, man, like I just need to rest.
At some point we got to realize that it's not actually about the doing or the not doing. It's about what we're feeding.
Yeah.
And when you are refusing to rest or unable to rest, I know for me, the first thing I ask myself is, what am I hiding from?
Yeah.
Because every time I've really honestly rested, I've really honestly dealt with some stuff. But the reason I normally find that I do not want to stop is because even subconsciously, in a certain way, not even intentionally, is because there's stuff going on in my world. Maybe I'm fighting with my wife. Maybe I'm dealing with, Jess. maybe I'm dealing with Jess. Maybe I feel like I'm failing as a father. Subconsciously, all these things going on. And I sit down to try and have a rest, and I'm like, no, I don't want to rest. And then I actually find myself more often than not in those moments, I've trained myself now to go, why don't I want to stop? God, why don't I want to stop? Okay. All of a sudden, all of that noise goes away. I don't want to stop because I feel like I'm failing as a husband. I don't want to stop because I feel like I'm really misrepresenting Jesus in how I joke. And I don't want to actually allow you, God. Josh smiles because this is a constant reoccurrence in my life. But like, I actually don't want to give God that space and rest because then I might have to feel conviction.
Yeah.
And we as humans are predispositioned to hide from what's going on in our lives.
Yeah.
So when we don't rest, we're going to hide.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And I don't care what anyone says. If you don't stop, you have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even God stops. It's like when God created the world, it's like on the seventh day, he put a whole day to rest.
Yeah.
And it's like even Jesus, like I'm listening to Judah Smith at the moment on the Faithful app. Shout out to Andrew Newman for getting me on that.
Yeah.
He talks about this moment where like Jesus is fully human as well. And there's this moment where he's eating dinner. And these people, these Greeks, I think, come up to the disciples. And say, hey, like, we want to have an appointment with God, with Jesus. And so the disciples go up to Jesus, like, hey, like, these dudes have come all the way from Greece. They want to talk to you. And he's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm having dinner.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think about it, it's like, man, like Jesus, like if Jesus needs to rest, if Jesus turns down someone that is yearning for his heart because he needs to rest in that physical moment,
Yeah.
what makes us think that we don't need rest?
Yeah, yeah. Well, even better question is, what makes us not want it?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a God that withdrew in so many occasions. He withdrew to pray. He withdrew to rest. He went and hid in the hull of the boat while everyone was freaking out in the middle of the storm. Like, he knew how to center himself on the Father, and he knew the core of this, to understand who God was and how to connect with God, that he had to spend intentional time, one, getting to know himself, but two, allowing God to get to know him.
Yeah.
That's why we see in Matthew 7:22 that, we can do all these things for God. As, didn't we cast out demons? Didn't we heal the sick? And Jesus is like, you did do all those things.
Yep.
But I never knew you.
Yep.
You never actually invited me or gave me space to grow, to transform, to develop your heart. So you lived in the exploits of the benefits of who I am, but we never had relationship.
Yeah.
Because you didn't stop, bro. He's not condemning them. He's trying to wake them up to say, hey, it's not about that. It's actually about being known and knowing me.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And that's what rest produces. Well, that's what I think rest produces.
That's good. Now I've got some questions for you now. This is the first of two parts of the challenge for you.
Yeah.
I've got my rewards. Hopefully they're still hidden. Got my rewards.
Pray for me, guys.
And the vomit bucket there for later on. So I've got 7 questions here.
Yeah, go.
You needed to get 5.
Is that Bible related?
Yeah.
Can I use the Bible? Or no?
No.
Oh, damn. It's just here. It's right here.
Yeah, you need to get... should I do 7? How many? I really want to see you do this. You need to get 6 out of 7 right.
Oh. All right,
and
go.
if it's rough...
I'm going to fail.
All right. Question number 1.
Go.
And you're not allowed to look at the comments. How many plagues did God send on Egypt?
7. I don't know. How many?
10.
10? That was a bit brutal.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I haven't checked this myself. I'm reading off a website. We got to fact check
that was the frogs. It was the famine,
Locusts,
boils, the locusts,
darkness.
the river of blood. That's 7. I can't think of any more. Can you? Can anyone confirm? Because my life depends on this.
The babies dying?
No, that was a different situation.
The
wasn't
livestock.
it? Well, actually, no. You're right. In Exodus 12.
Yeah, thank you, Jess. Jess said 10. We're moving on.
Moving on. All right.
All right.
Thanks, babe.
So
Love
that's if you get 2 wrong from now, you're done. All right. What is the shortest verse in the Bible?
Jesus wept.
Do you know where that's found?
That is found, I believe, from memory. Is this a question?
No.
Good, Jesus. Is it in... It's either James or Galatians? No?
No.
Okay, where is that?
John 11:34.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Well, at least I knew what it was.
Yeah, you can... Oh, yeah, no. Matt just said he thought you were a pastor.
Look, I thought I was too, Matt.
Yeah. This is actually the test. Like, there's a written exam.
So I'll go one and one.
Yeah, 1 and 1.
All
right, next question.
Oh, God.
Why did Jesus weep? And don't go all theological. Just what would you say the base reason of this weeping is? Real simple. I'm looking for like a 4-word answer here.
Okay. Well, I think they misunderstood the heart of God, right?
Yeah.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah. But at the moment, like the time frame was that Lazarus died. His best friend died.
And they misunderstood what was happening. Yeah.
All right. So 2 and 1.
Whew.
Hey, Andrew's watching. Hey,
Pastor Andrew Newman.
All right. Question number 4.
Okay, go.
Which human author wrote the most books in the Bible?
Paul.
How many did he write?
This isn't a part of the quiz?
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
How many did he write? there's some contention because do you believe that he wrote Hebrews? Because that is a contentious moment. Because if it's Hebrews, I'm going to say 8. Otherwise, I'm saying 7.
Okay. This website said 13.
Okay, what did I get wrong?
I don't know.
I obviously just couldn't remember all the books. Right, let's just have a look here. Oh, yes. Yeah, I know which ones I missed. Thessalonians. 2 Timothy. I counted 1 Timothy. Titus. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yep. So you got that one wrong?
Yep, that's fair. I didn't even think of any of those books.
All right, so any more wrong from now on, you're done.
I'm done.
Which human author wrote the most words?
Oh, my gosh. This is brutal. The most words in the Bible?
Yeah.
Moses.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This isn't a question. How many do you reckon he wrote?
Oh, God.
I'll give you in the figures of 10,000. That's your leniency.
Like you were at 10. It's above 10,000.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But just you round to the nearest 10,000.
Well, I'm going to say 60,000.
125,000.
Whew.
Yeah.
It's a lot of words.
All right. How many people were saved on the ark?
Jeez. The amount of times I've read about this. I'm done here. Right, so you've got Noah's wife, son.
These are from the medium difficulty questions.
Yeah, okay.
On
medium.
the 300 trivia Bible questions.
I'm going to say 7.
8.
Oh.
Don't ask me. Don't.
I want to know.
All right. And all right, last question, just for a bit of fun here.
My legs are literally shaking about what you're going to make me do.
Who were Noah's 3 sons?
Oh, pass. I vaguely think Nahum. No?
Oh, half of it.
Nahum. Is there a Daniel in there?
No.
What about a Jehoshaphat?
Is it?
No.
Nearly.
Bill?
Yeah.
There's a Bill?
Yeah, Bill. No, there's Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Shem.
Japheth.
Who can ever forget ham?
Yeah.
Bloody delicious.
Yeah, it is. Not good for you, probably.
100% not.
Yeah. Anyway, that's your questions.
Failed that.
Yeah. So
look, I don't actually think I did too bad.
Look, honestly, you did better than I would have.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Because you're a pastor.
Well, I'd have to be.
Yeah. All right.
Go. What's going on here? Can I look now?
Yeah, you're allowed to look now.
Okay, cool.
You're dead right, Mia. I really want to punish him.
They are pretty difficult, Mia. That is 100%. And yes, we all knew that I was getting punished. There was no way I was getting through that. And if I did, then I deserved a pay rise past Andrew Newman, which I didn't, so it's fine.
All right. So now's the time where we want you guys to ask us questions. I've realised I've been looking at this the whole time and not at the camera.
That's all right.
But now's the time where we want you guys to ask questions, but while still waiting for some questions to filter through. Adam, would you say that there's different, would you do different things? So for me, when I want physical rest, I'll lay in bed and watch Netflix for at least 12 hours.
I don't think that's resting.
Why not?
Because you're engaging your brain. That's it.
Okay. So would you say it's also different to, for emotional rest, when I'm done with people, I'll also sit down and watch Netflix for at least 12 hours?
I think you need to review how you're resting.
But for spiritual rest,
yeah,
that's when I will spend time in the Bible and listen to worship. Do you think that I need to reevaluate how I rest?
Personally, for emotional rest, I think, I'm different personality type to you as well, so I will qualify that because I think that is important.
Yep.
How we rest. For me, emotional rest, I'll tell you a really embarrassing story.
I'm stoked for it. That's why we're here.
I have I had really good advice for me years ago from a guy called Hans Hopgood, actually.
It's a sick name.
Shout out to Hans Hopgood.
Hans.
Top bloke. And I couldn't emotionally connect. I was really struggling to connect with my emotions. And he said to me...
Go to therapy.
No, he said, you got to find a trigger. And I was like, what's a trigger? He's just like, I don't know, man. You got to find your own trigger. And he said, for me, I have this YouTube video I go and find, and it makes me cry every time. And I might cry about the YouTube video, but I end up weeping about what's going on in my life.
Damn.
Right? So I found a YouTube video.
Yep.
It's about this dog, a 3-legged dog. and a homeless man.
Yep.
And it was his best friend.
Yep.
And the homeless man, and this like that, the dog met the homeless man, and the homeless man got his life together because the bond that him and this dog had. He really wanted to give this dog a good life. I know it sounds crazy. So this dog changed this guy's life legitimately. I get emotional thinking about it. And the dog got cancer.
Yeah.
So he did a video of the dog's last day with him and how much the dog meant to him, and then even the dog getting put down. Every time, without fail, I will weep like a little baby boy. And just, then it goes from the dog, it goes from like the video, it goes to God. Like, I am feeling this grief in my heart. You know, godly grief leads to repentance. Worldly grief leads to death, right? So I connect to my emotions, and I end up going into prayer because I think it's really important. Because God is a God of emotion. He's like, he wants to fulfill every feeling you have. And I don't want to go into what I mean by that, but he wants to be the God of every realm of desire that you have emotionally. So I think when we separate spirit and emotion and flesh, we're actually doing ourselves a disservice, because we think, oh, I need a physical rest right now, or a mental rest. I'm just going to watch TV. No, we find rest in his presence. Like, that is hands down, unequivocally the only place that I've ever found genuine rest. Emotional rest, spiritual rest, physical rest, and all those. This is Barabbas every time. Funny. And I think all of it leads to Christ. And I think when we try and find another avenue, here's the thing: if I and I'm going to use your example, but I'm not having a dig at you, right?
Appreciate that.
Just to clear.
Appreciate the clarification.
But if, for me personally, if I am in desperate need of having like downtime, and I go to something other than God, my question is, what am I worshiping?
That's good.
Like, what am I worshiping? And there are times where I go, nah, I reckon I'm going to watch Netflix. Like, it's just dead set. Or wreck it, I'm going to play Xbox with Levi. Shout out to Levi Bailey.
Would you say that's a rest, though, playing with Levi?
No. So stressful playing with Levi. But it's not Levi's bad, it's my bad. He's just so good. And he knows it. So yeah, I think in every area, I used to have, before I got married, I used to have this sign in my lounge room: pray before you play. Like, it was this sign that I'd hang on my TV. It was just a piece of paper with sticky tape. And I would go to sit down, especially when I'd had a bad day or I was emotionally dealing or something spiritually was stirring me. I'd go and I would FIFA. That's all I ever did. So I'd put this sign on my TV saying, pray before you play. Often I'd go and pray. I go, all right, God, I'm going to get you out the way. I'm going to go pray, and then I'm going to feel guilt-free. I'm going to play Xbox. It's going to be awesome. Often I would start praying with that mentality, fall into his presence, find myself there for hours, and then go, and then God would commission me. Adam, please go enjoy Xbox with me. I remember a season where I would sit and like practice awareness of God with me while I'm playing Xbox, because he told me to. I know it sounds ludicrous, and I'm sharing things that are triggering me because I'm like, man, I want to get back to that spot. Right? Like, that was a beautiful spot in my life. Again, different seasons. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm at with that.
And a bit of a lighter note, and still, if you have questions, you can ask them. But would you say that that's why you became a semi-pro FIFA player?
I only played in Div 3. Div 3 was the highest I got, and it was in FIFA 16. And it was mainly when Jess went to India. No, hang on, was it 16, babe? Yeah, it might have been. We were married for 6 years. Maybe 17. I just went away for 3 months, and I ended up playing with a guy who was like top tier Div 1. His name was Raz. And he asked me to play with him because we got matched up one time. And I gave him a run for his money. And he gave me all these pointers, but I never got past Div 3. So, but Div 3 is pretty good in my opinion.
And do you think that'd make Daniel like Div 2 since
Daniel has beaten me every time we've played FIFA. And I want to go on record saying that Daniel has beaten me every time, and I don't want to express the words and the emotions I feel about that because he is useless. And what's really annoying about it is Matt beats him all the time, and I mostly beat Matt.
So it's kind of like how Adelaide beat Demons and Collingwood beat Adelaide, so that makes Collingwood better than the Demons.
Look,
right
what
now.
I'm going to say, it's better to be humble than be humbled.
It's good. That's a good word.
And
Is that in the Bible somewhere?
I don't know, probably.
Yeah. It
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Sorry about that.
So I was getting humbled by Daniel,
Yep.
which I'm okay with now.
And you were saying that you found that emotional trigger to cry.
Yeah.
So what's the stupidest movie you've ever cried in?
Stupidest movie I've ever
Do you
cried
want me
in.
to start while you think?
Yeah, go.
21 Jump Street.
You cried in 21 Jump Street?
22. I know this is youth, so don't watch it. But 22 Jump Street, there's a scene where they're fighting about their friendship group and this thing. And I was in a pretty rough spot at the time. And this dude's like, man, like, you just don't want me. And like, these dudes were best friends. And I just started blowing my eyes out. I'm like, this is 22 Jump Street. And I'm crying, right?
Did you need some friends, mate?
Look, there was a bit going on.
Yeah.
I didn't have rest.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what I found.
I can't think of a stupid movie I cried in, but I can tell you a serious one. Well, I don't know. Is Lion Witch in the Wardrobe a stupid movie to cry in?
It depends what part you cried in.
When the lion roars at the witch for questioning the deal they made. You know, when the White Witch is coming into Aslan's camp, and he takes Peter, and then the witch and him go and have this chat, and then the witch is on their way out the door, and the witch turns around and goes, "How do I know you'll keep your word?" And Aslan, represented, I'm getting shivers in my legs. I bawled my eyes out of this. I was in a pretty rough spot at the time, and I think I was in the cinemas by myself, actually.
Did it smell like onions or something? Or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Aslan turns around and he doesn't even dignify the enemy's response. He just roars. And I just wept for hours. Like, the people in there must have thought that I was legit having a mental breakdown.
That's a good spot to cry in, though.
It was sobbing, though, man. Like, it wasn't... And it was, like, the release day. So it was like, I'm sitting next to people. And I'm like...
You said no one was in there.
No. Like, I was in there by myself. I was by myself. I didn't take anyone with
friends.
me. No, I didn't have any friends. Nigel, no friends.
Same. That's why I was
going.
going.
And I think I trusted God a lot after that moment because I was quite spiritual at the time. So I was like, God's speaking to me. It's
good.
You know?
It's a good sermon there.
Yeah.
I was actually, when you said you cried in Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, I was thinking of Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, when would you have cried in that? And I was thinking, what came to my mind was like the tin can wanting an oil can.
Yes. What's a stupid movie I cried in? Oh, probably Lassie when I was a kid.
That's not a stupid movie to cry.
Lassie used to wreck me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, still waiting on questions. So whilst we wait,
People are just...
I'm just going to go into our next challenge.
Go. Oh, God, help me.
Next challenge, right? So this is complete this Bible verse.
Oh.
These are in ESV, but you don't have to follow strictly ESV.
I'm an ESV man.
You're not allowed to keep your Bible shut.
Okay.
All right, so, and if I have prophetic powers, understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith as to remove mountains...
And have not love, I have nothing.
That's good. Do you know where that's from?
No.
1 Corinthians 13:2.
Yeah, I should have known that one.
That's good.
It's one of my favourites.
So I've got 4 here, so I'm just going to say you need... If you get 2 wrong, you're done.
Yeah.
Which I'm a little bit annoyed about, but that's on me for not organising. This is good. All right. For God did not send his son into the world to...
Condemn the world? What, that's the end. No? You want the rest of it.
I want the
rest.
rest.
For God did not send his son to condemn the world, but to... I think it's... Here, the language is... Condemn the world, to set it free? Yeah.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is in...
It's, John 3:16, yeah.
3:17.
3:17, okay.
I haven't. Don't worry
My
about
bad,
it.
yeah. My bad.
Done well.
Sorry, guys.
All right, so we're getting a little bit harder. A new commandment I give to you.
To love your neighbor as yourself, and to love God. To love God. No, I can't remember. I'm getting it. Oh, you know I've got it, but I've gotten it around the wrong way. What is it?
It's a stretch to say that you got it.
This is a new commandment I give unto you, to love your neighbor as yourself, and to love the Lord your God with all your heart, and all your mind, and all your soul. Is that right?
I mean, potentially. It's not what I want, though. All right, so a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another.
As you love yourselves. Oh, what do you mean? As God loves you. Yeah. I know it. I'm just getting it wrong. All right.
All right, just as I've loved
Give us a
you.
mark. Give us a mark.
You also are to, by this people know that you are my disciples if you have love
Okay,
for
it's
one
a different one.
another.
Yeah, you're right. I got that one wrong.
Yeah, so you got...
Fair stitch up, though. There is 2 areas that Jesus says that.
I'm sorry. All right, if you get this next one wrong, you're done.
Okay, go.
For I am with you, and no one is going to...
Stand against you. That's right, yeah.
I feel like there could be more in that, depending on the verse, but...
Yeah. For I am with you. Who could be against you? For I am the Lord your God. I can't remember the rest of it. Yeah.
For I am with you, and no one is going to attack and harm you, because I have many people in this city.
Oh, bro.
Acts 18:10.
Yeah, no, I was thinking a different one.
Yeah, well...
All right, fair. You stitched me up, but that's fair.
I did, that's good. All right, so now... this is good. This is what we all wanted to see.
All right. I'm scared.
So to start off, I'm going to give Adam his vomit bucket. This isn't a tithing bucket, Phil. This is a genuine bucket made from
that was
vomit.
rank. I was very disappointed with you.
I wasn't even there.
You weren't there. I was
sick
disappointed with
at home
Jared.
resting. I was resting at
I
home.
was furiously typing into the chat, do not vomit into that bucket.
Actually, I talked to him about it later because I was messaging Alex about things to say. And we just weren't checking it. And I was like, okay, adds up. You know?
Fair.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fair.
So because you lost the first one,
Okay.
the challenge is what's in this can.
Sardines.
No, we're going to open it up. Get a zoom in here if you want, mate. Some muslers.
Oh, bro. I eat these every day of the week.
Oh, why are you weird? Oh, it's on me.
How many do I have to eat?
Nah, it's part. I'm just going to wipe it on now. I'm going to clean this table later.
Joe, do you reckon you could get some, like some sort of cloth? Oh, we got bowls. No, we got bowls. It's all good.
All right,
You gonna eat some with me or what?
No, it's just I didn't know what to do. All right, so
This is the good stuff, mate.
it's disgusting.
I'll smash this down.
Do you want to eat the whole thing?
Yeah, I'll smash it.
All right, so before you eat the whole thing,
Yeah.
I have an extra secret ingredient that we're going to put on top. It's called wasabi.
Oh, I love wasabi. It's hot though. Like you're gonna wreck me with it.
Yeah, that's the point.
Can I tell a story about hot food?
Go for it whilst I get to it.
Recently, I went to the Nuge pub, and I had
The new what?
The Nuge pub,
Oh, yep.
and I had the what's it called? The Johnny Cash Ring of Fire Parmigiana.
Dude, I have them after I have literally one bit of chili.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but this was like I nearly called the hospital. I couldn't even. Like I went to the toilet 5 times.
How much is too much wasabi?
It's a fair bit of wasabi.
Is that? It's kind of like,
I think you should ask the people, to be honest.
what's that? It's
That's not much.
guacamole on cars. You know,
I
when,
could eat that much wasabi in my sleep.
okay, I can stand for your sleep habits.
That's a lot. Do you want to have a look?
Should I put more wasabi on it?
Ask the people. I'll mix it in so it's, you know. What are these, mussels?
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. That's. I knew it. Do you like sardines and anchovies?
I look, like when I say I eat these in my, I eat these all the time. I haven't eaten these in years, but I used to have them as snacks when I worked at Coles. Is that a weird thing?
Yeah, it is. So that's a lot of wasabi. Way too much wasabi. And
No, it's not.
from my mum to be kind.
No, wreck you, Lynn.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, mum.
I'm for the people. I'm for the entertainment. Oh, dude, that is.
It's all right. So you'll notice that there's nothing to soothe your throat up here.
All right. Zoom in on that. That's half of what was put in on there. Jeez.
So because this can be spicy, you can wash it down with some nice creamy baby porridge with apple juice.
Oh, is it dairy free? I'll eat it anyway.
It's got no artificial flavours.
That'll do.
And it's for 6-month-olds and plus.
All right.
Breakfast on the go.
All right. I don't want to watch anymore. See you all later. Lynn,
Mum, please support me.
Lynn, it's time to mature in the faith. All right. So, zoom in on this bad boy right here, Jazz. There's a crap ton of wasabi in there. Should I say crap?
No, it's all right. I say it I'm pretty sure I say it.
Is that a bad word?
I say it at youth all the time. Parents haven't complained yet.
Like, is this like, do I just have to eat it all?
I mean, if that's what you want to do, then yeah.
It's going to be hot now.
You already said that that's what you're going to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's hot.
I'll crack this open for you.
Oh, it's not how I remember it. Oh.
Welcome to Gap Youth ASMR. He's sweaty. This is good. This is what we come here for.
Textures. Should point out I worked at Coles when I was 16. That's how long it's been. That's a crap ton of wasabi, man.
Blame Jess Villa.
Jess
Right?
Villa.
Nah, Mia. Mia said to. Because you love hot food.
Mia's Porter.
Yeah. So are you actually growing chilies?
Yeah, they're in my freezer.
Yeah. They're in your freezer now. I follow this guy on Instagram. He was really into his lawn, but then he moved house and he started getting real into chilies.
Chili's the best. I'm sorry about what this is going to do to our household, babe.
It happens to the best of us. Do you want to wash that down with some brekkie on the go? It's pretty much an up and go for Isaiah, when you think about it.
That's gross, man.
It's got. I just want to know because I've got like apple juice and porridge. Like, is it good stuff?
Oh, that's worse than that. That's worse than that. No. That was for you people. That's worse than that.
I was hoping you'd hate because I was like, oh, I know you like spicy stuff and you're a bit of a weird unit. You might like mussels, but no one likes baby food.
I'm so sorry, Isaiah.
Have you fed that to your child before?
Probably. It legit just tastes like it tastes like nothing, but
Just put a little bit on that.
the texture is like vomit.
That's enough. Yeah.
There's no odor. Isn't that a weird texture?
It's like overly soggy porridge that tastes like.
Like it's been sitting on your bench for 2 days.
And you've just poured.
Not that I've ever eaten porridge that's been sitting on my bench for
and
2
you've
days.
poured apple juice into it.
That was gross.
I've noticed that we've lost 5 viewers since then.
Sure.
I know that one of them was my mum, so that's all right.
All right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
do you guys have questions? That's the question for me, for you. Please don't give Josh. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good word.
That was gross, that breakfast on the go thing.
Yeah. Do you reckon I was actually? So I went to a young
Can you
adult.
believe out of the 2 of the things you just gave me, that's what made me feel crap.
I went to a.
Oh, sorry.
I went to the Gateway Young Adults on the Peninsula a couple of weeks ago,
Heard about that.
and they do before it they did like a get to know you games.
I didn't feel betrayed.
It's all right. Our young adults wasn't on.
Yeah, it's fair.
And to get to know you games, it was like, all right, you know, go to this side of the room if you like savoury, this side if you like spicy.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And I was like, man, like I cannot handle spice, so I'm going with savoury. And like, right, we need two representatives of each side to prove their point. And I was like, yeah, I've got this. You know, I'm the new guy. I'll establish alpha dominance.
Yeah,
And they
you
come
would.
out with a spoonful of salt. And the other side has a spoonful of cinnamon powder or something disgusting.
I'd take salt over cinnamon any day.
And dude, it ruined me. Like, I had it and I was like, yeah, I got this. It's just salt. Like, I put enough of this on the mashed potato at home, you know?
yeah.
Because you don't want your veins all floppy. And like, I was a mess. Like, my nose was dripping, my ears got blocked.
Salt's hectic.
Like,
It's not good for you, especially the refined stuff. Just ask Carly McGrath.
yeah. Are you watching Carly?
No, she's not here.
Sorry, Carly.
Boise's here, though.
What up, Tara? Tara was actually there when I did this.
Get on the boys.
I missed out on half of that young adults that night because I was in the bathroom.
Fair enough.
Yeah. We do have a question, and this is a positive question. Kate Burns wants to know who cuts your hair.
My hair?
Yeah.
I don't want to say because Matt McGrath's going to tease me.
Matt. Appreciate you.
But I go to Supercuts in Morwell. Yep. There is a young Filipino lady there that does a mad cut. And it's cheap as chips.
Yeah.
Never been unhappy.
How much does it cost?
$20?
Bargain.
Bargain basement prices, mate. Yeah.
I go to Handsome Dan's barbershop in Trelgin.
You would.
$25 a dues. It's the hip thing to do. It's actually a requirement in the contract of, I actually haven't signed anything, but to become a youth pastor here or a youth director, you have to go to Handsome Dan's.
Are you a youth pastor?
No. I have zero qualifications about what I'm doing.
No, you have certificate 4?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Well, it's not quite good enough, is it?
It's a stepping stone. It's what Vetamorphosis is a stepping stone.
No, you're doing good, mate.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate
Better
it.
than most.
Yeah.
Who was that last guy that you've done a pretty good job since he left?
Matt, he was an actual pastor.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, Matt, Dan misses you. I was having a chat to him about you, and we were talking about church and stuff, and he was like, I miss that Matt guy. And also, the guy I was sitting next to went to uni with Matt.
We all miss Matt.
There was a...
My son misses Matt.
Yeah?
He's like, can we call Uncle Matt? And then he never calls Uncle Matt to his face, Uncle Matt. He just says Matt.
That would devastate me.
Yeah.
Like my niece, she's in America. She can't talk yet, I don't think. But she waves at me now. So it's pretty much the same thing.
It's cute.
Yeah.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Where are we at? What's going on?
Yeah, but that's about it. All right.
We done?
Well, we'll give it another. You guys have 30 seconds.
I'm just going to say you guys have some pretty shocking questions. I'm not going to say that I'm super intelligent, but I've got some good stuff to share. And I feel like you're just disrespecting Josh.
Well, do you have a question for me, Adam?
I do, Josh.
Okay.
I do.
I regret this.
No. What do you want in a woman, Josh?
I knew it. I already knew it.
No, like if you were to, just for the young girls out there, what does a young Christian man in today's single Christian church like to see in a young Christian female, Josh?
I can't speak for everyone.
You can't?
But for me, I really hate
This question?
yeah, just overall. No, but I'm looking for a woman that can encourage my faith.
Yeah.
That can, like, that I look at their faith and be like, man, like I want my faith to be like theirs.
Sounds good.
And pretty much if you tick that box and you're breathing, I'll have a crack.
No, but on a serious note, wow. Stop this. It's cringe. I will listen to you, Tegan.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
No, but on a serious note, since taking over youth,
That's actually, just quickly, that's actually true. I'm going to quickly address this.
what's this one?
When I broke up with my previous girlfriend, we're still mates. We're in a, we're good there. But I was like, what do I want in a wife? And I was like, whatever I want, I'm going to start doing that myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, I just love it when, like, if I see, like, a woman taking notes in church, and I'm like, damn, like, maybe I need to start doing that.
There'll be increase in notepad sales.
And, like, to be honest, like, my motive was wrong to writing notes when I listened to sermons, but it's so beneficial.
It's the best.
Yeah.
We have a legitimate question here
Yep.
from Tegan Burns. Would you like to ask me it, or should I just read it out?
Adam, what's the best advice you'd give to someone struggling right now?
Well, if you've just eaten breakfast on the go, like I have, you'd probably want to get to the bucket very shortly. No, I guess it depends. In a general sense, Tegan, in a general sense, I would say someone who said, I'm struggling to me, I guess my next question would be, what are you struggling with? But if I was to attack it generally, I would say get around community, number one. The moment that you start to isolate and reclude, you're actually giving the devil power.
Yeah.
The moment you start hiding your sin from God and from each other is the moment that it's going to have a grip on you until you decide to bring it to the light. The moment that your depression is more powerful than the words your friends are speaking to you, the words that people are speaking into your life, or your anxiety, or whatever it is, the moment it's more powerful than the influences, the Christ-centered influences are in your life, the moment you've lost. So I'd say get around community, and if you can't see past your struggle, the value that you have, if you can't see past that struggle, then give someone else the authority to bring definition to how God sees you, and start trusting and having faith on their definition until you start believing it.
That's good. And I think the fact that like if you can recognize that you're struggling and you're taking that step, that's already an incredible step. Because I think like, as Adam was saying, that shame over your struggle, the hiding it, that's when it takes a grip over you.
Yeah.
And if you are a youth and you want to learn more about that, cheeky plug, during the 18th, we're doing a combined church service here for the youth. And I'm preaching, and we're going to be talking about shame, and we're going to be talking about the effects of that.
Yeah.
So get around that. If you're a young adult and you want to listen to that live, come to me and I'll put you on words or camera and we'll make a way.
So you need some people to serve?
Yeah, if you're willing to volunteer, that'd be great. Yeah.
Mia will do it.
Yep. We have some advice. Ooh, actually, they're kicking off. We've got 5 minutes left. Number 1 from Jess Thurling. What would you tell a youth who literally doesn't know what to do with their life when they finish school? Occupation-wise, no ideas.
We're talking about rest, right?
Yeah.
One of the best things I would say is take the pressure off yourself.
Yep.
Have a gap year. If you're into it, maybe go to Bible college. Just spend a year giving your life to Christ, because the more you get to know Him, the more you get to know you. And I think one of the biggest problems we have with people entering jobs in the workforce today is people don't actually know who they are.
Yep.
So they go into something, they commit to something, and then they grow and they develop, and they're like, I hate what I'm doing, and I'm stuck, and they stay stuck for the rest of their life. A lot of the time, either that or they bail and they lose good reputation, they lose connections, they burn bridges because they burn out. They're not doing something they love. But I would say, honestly, the best thing I ever did was stop putting pressure on myself and go and pursue God for a year.
Yeah.
Get to know Him, find out who I am, find out where my passions are. And like, I found out late, like I only just did a counseling degree, you know.
Yep.
I did a whole bunch of Bible college and whatnot, because I always wanted to be in ministry, but I didn't fully know I wanted to be in ministry, like until I found out who I am. And I was lucky that I was going down that path anyway. But yeah, I think that's the most important thing to do. Find out who you are, but you only find that out in the embrace of Jesus Christ.
Yep.
It's the only way. So I'd say get to know God, get to know your word, have a gap year, do Bible college. That would be my advice.
Yep. I'm going to quickly address a comment. I know it was deleted, but there's a couple of people from Melbourne watching. And if you are if you're in lockdown, you don't know what to do. If you're struggling in that, then first of all, like we're talking about rest, like allow yourself to not feel guilted about not doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like allow that rest, and then once you've allowed yourself to rest, figure out something that you want to do, that you have the ability to do in that moment. But at the same time, don't beat yourself up, because it's only for a season.
Yeah.
It's just a moment in time where, everything's kind of screwed around for a bit.
During the first lockdown, we came out of it, and then we went back into it in a way more hardcore sense. And I was like, God, I thought this was over. What the heck's happening? Like, we got 8-9 weeks ahead of us of really just everything that I formed my identity around was taken away from me. And that includes standing on a pulpit in church.
Yep.
One thing I learned about lockdown is it really confronts the idols in your life, because you lose any other area that you got affirmation from and an ability to sort of sustain yourself outside of your relationship with Christ was taken away.
Yeah.
Like everything was taken away. This is what the Holy Spirit said to me, and I feel like it could really help. He said, Adam, seasons repeat themselves when you miss what was in it for you in the first one. So
that's good.
I would say spend time with God. And I know it sounds like it's out of God's hands, and God did not bring lockdown. He did not bring COVID. He did not do all this stuff. And I totally agree and believe that. But what I will say is that He has purpose for it. And that what the Bible says, what the enemy designs for your bad, He is going to turn for your good. So if you are purposed in your lockdown to figure out what it is that God has for you in it, you'll come out the other end thankful for it.
Yeah, that's good.
And honestly, I am so thankful for the lockdown. I had so many idols of omission, idols of platform ministry, church idols, everything that I held to as my identity, being a preacher, all of this stuff, building a big ministry, all of that was just pulled out from under my feet. And I'm like, okay, God, deal with my heart.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that made lockdown worth it. If you don't pursue that, you're missing something.
Yep, that's good. And we'll go with this one from do you have any tips for people figuring out how much is too much on their plate?
Yeah. I'm going to say that.
Yeah, I feel that.
If you're asking that question, there's an issue. And I would say this. Stop doing things that bring you no life and stop pursuing only things that bring you joy. Like, I should say happiness.
Yep.
Happiness and joy are very different. Happiness is fleeting moments that are going to give you a good squirt of the old adrenal gland that make you feel good, whereas joy is sustaining. You know what you're pursuing. Actually, I'm going to quote Nando.
Love that guy.
I'm going to quote Nando. Nando doesn't believe in burnout. He believes in disobedience.
Yeah.
Right? You know when you're being disobedient because you get this irk in your heart. Now, the difference between someone who's obedient and disobedient is 0.1 milliseconds. It's the decision they make when they feel that irk. Because usually, instantaneously, you either go, nah, that's not God, or that is God.
Yep.
Now, if you want to step into trust, you need to answer those irks and go, hang on a second, I need to pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's good.
And your irk might just be flesh, and God says, no, keep going. But my old pastor, Steve Sherman, used to say to me, Adam, you don't need a word to go, you need a word to stop.
Yep.
So we should be pursuing God not for a green light, but for a red light. God, am I going down the right path? Is this right for me? Is this opportunity right for me? Like, so many things.
Yep.
But you know when you're not in God's will.
Yep.
Because there's often no fruit. If the fruit of what you're doing is burnout, tiredness, grumpiness, gossiping, malice, bitterness, you're not in His will. It's as simple as that. Just stop.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. Me and Jess have this saying, if it's not fun, we're not doing it.
Sounds like a good time.
It's a good time. Like, and that's how we I said to Katie Marinis the other day about being in the valley because God's really been working in my heart and like in a more longevity, in a more reality way of just being here long term. And I said to him, maybe I've been pursuing favor instead of following favor. Because we can often see the fruit of our life is, wow, there's so much favor in what I'm doing. Why wouldn't I just keep following God in that area?
Yep.
I'm living in the valley. I'm blessed. My marriage is going. We've got a house. We have a business, financially secure. Everything's going great. Why would I desire to not be in that?
Yep.
Because that's good fruit.
Yeah.
But often we take ourselves out of it because we actually like to punish ourselves.
Yep.
We like to fail
Yep.
because then we can excuse
Yeah.
and get away with not doing what God's calling us to do.
Yep.
Anyway.
That's good. All right. We're going to wrap it up there. So, Adam, if I want to hear more about... come on, man.
I thought we were going to wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. Lay it down.
I wish I could beatbox like Andrew.
If you want to hear more from Adam, come on a Monday night to Young Adults.
Fresh.
So Adam's a Young Adults pastor. If you want to hear more from him, check out Eternity Young Adults on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, boy. Booyakasha.
If you want to hear more from me, then you're in the right place. So just click the like button.
Which we do. We do like you, and we like hearing from you.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
And the competition, Jared, do you want to quickly chuck up that photo once again?
Who won?
I haven't even been looking yet.
No, Jess did. I saw her put one in.
I've got a couple messages as well. Oh, we're going to do it right now, are we? All right.
Let's do it.
All right, so I've got used Shrek's onions from Bunnings Snag.
Who did that?
Look. All right, Shrek has layers. I just smell like onion.
Yeah, fair.
Yep.
That's brutal, but yeah, fair.
What else do we got? I saw one from... Where's Jesse's?
Jess posted...
We've been going for too long, so it's disappeared. There was the Ogre Retriever. Is that one?
Yeah, that was one. Who did that?
Jess.
Oh, yeah? Ogre Achiever.
I can't see all the comments.
Yeah, that's sad.
All right, we'll go back through them. I'll announce it later on.
Who was the onion one? Who was that?
Tara.
Tara Boyce.
Yeah.
Represent. Well, you don't go to Gap Youth, so
None.
we love you, Tara.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there.
God says no.
Oh. What?
No, I'm joking.
Anyway, thanks for watching. We
Thank
appreciate you guys.
Thanks for having me, mate.
We'll see ya. Yeah. Well, when we do another live, hopefully we don't have to because of COVID, but we might do another fun one. So
Well, we can get people in and have a studio audience.
that'll be good. And we'll get the applause button.
Yeah, applause, and then we'll make everyone clap.
Yeah. And that'd validate us.
What's another idol?
Yeah. And that's what we're going to talk about next time.
Idols.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's good. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.